Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, class 9th biology. We have been discussing chapter number 4, cells and tissues, before this. Today we are going to start over a new topic, that is history of the formulation of cell theory. The page which you are seeing, there are names of scientists in the boxes. There are 4 names of scientists in the boxes, and 4 questions from this page can be asked with the reference of the work of these scientists. The first question is, what is the contribution of Aristotle with reference to the formulation of cell theory? So Aristotle presented the idea that all animals and plants are somehow related. The second question is about the work of Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke's contribution was the discovery of cell by making his own microscope and observing a thin slice of cork under his microscope. He was the first scientist who gave the idea about the cell. The third question is about the work of Anthony Vaughan. Anthony Vaughan studied the first living cells, and Leeuwenhoek observed tiny organisms under his microscope and called them animalcules. There are different kinds of MCQs which can be selected from this page as well. For example, Aristotle's work can be selected in the MCQs. Then Robert Hooke observed cells in 1665. The first living cells were observed by Anthony Vaughan. Leeuwenhoek used the term animalcules. Now the next page. On this page you can see some names of scientists which have been put in the boxes. The first scientist is de Lamarck, second is Robert Brown, then Schleiden, Schwann, Rudolf Virchow and Pasteur. So these are the 6 scientists, and 6 questions may be asked from this page with reference to the work of these scientists in the formulation of cell theory. The first scientist, de Lamarck, he proposed nobody can have life if its parts are not cellular tissues, are not formed by cellular tissues. Robert Brown discovered nucleus in the cell. Schleiden studied plant tissues and made the first statement of cell theory. And Schwann reported all animal tissues are also composed of individual cells. Virchow proposed important extension of cell theory. He proposed all living cells arise from the pre-existing cells, and Pasteur provided experimental proof of this idea. There may be some MCQs on this page as well. de Lamarck proposed his theory in 1809. Robert Brown discovered nucleus in 1831. Schleiden proposed the first part of cell theory in 1838. Schleiden and Chavon proposed cell theory in the initial form. Rudolf Virchow proposed his theory in 1855. The idea omnis cellulae cellula was proposed by Rudolf Virchow. Pasteur gave experimental proof of Rudolf Virchow's work in 1862. There is the main question on this page, that is, write the principles of cell theory. What are the principles of cell theory? There are 3 points to be discussed in the answer of this question: that all organisms are composed of one or more cells. Cells are the smallest living things, the basic unit of organization of all organisms. Cells arise only by divisions in previously existing cells. The next question is about subcellular or acellular particles. In the third chapter we have also discussed about that viruses, prions and virids are not composed of cells, so they are subcellular or acellular particles. And there are some characteristics of acellular particles. They don't have any atom metabolism. They show some characteristics of living organism, and that is the increase in the number and can transmit their characters to next generation. And they are not included in any of the 5 kingdoms of organisms. There is a history, a brief history in the tabular form of formulation of the cell theory. That table can be used to prepare MCQs from this topic. The next point is cellular structures and functions. The question may be asked, discuss the structures that are not organelles actually in the cells. These structures which are not organelles are cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm and cytoskeleton. The MCQs may be asked as, is cytoskeleton an organelle, or is cytoplasm an organelle? Is cell membrane an organelle, or cell wall is an organelle? So these all structures are not organelles. So dear students, we have discussed today's topic with reference to the selection of questions and MCQs. Inshallah, in the next lecture we shall discuss different cellular structures and organelles from chapter number 4, cells and tissues. Till then, Allah Hafiz.